kuwa mkono ambao unalima ardhi, mlango wa mkulima, kuwa mshindi, kuwa na uhakika sasa, kuulea mustakabali wa baadaye. Tufanye kazi pamoja na tukue pamoja, kuimarisha Kenya ni jukumu la Farm Kenya.
Well, a very good afternoon to you and welcome to the Farm Kenya show. I'm Nokip Kimboy, and I'm so happy today because we're discussing one of the biggest topics and very current in the world of agriculture and agribusiness. And specifically, we're talking about youth in agriculture because I mean, we can't be talking about the sector that is the backbone of Kenya's economy, that employs majority of the people in this country, and yet we sort of put aside the question of young people. The median age in Kenya is around 18, 19 years. Africa is also a very young continent. Where is the involvement of young people within agriculture? Oftentimes also when we discuss about youth in agriculture, it starts at the very basic level, and that is the production stage. That is the basic level, farm level. That's where a lot of us engage, but the value chain is pretty high. I mean, you can go all the way to distribution, you can go all the way to off-taking market, reselling, there is value addition, and this is a conversation that we need to involve young people to see how the Kenyan youth can even get more entrenched in the agriculture space. And today we have Lynn, the crop doctor, with us. Lynn, thank you very much for making time to speak to Farm Kenya.
Thank you.
It's amazing that when you talk about youth, I mean, you can't discuss anything in this country without mentioning the youth, of course, mentioning the women, also people with disabilities. It will be no brainer rather, that youth should be dominating agriculture. Is that the case right now, though?
Okay, thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to speak about youth in agribusiness. Because when we say agriculture, it's just like the general term. Everybody is doing farming, but some are not yet like they don't have knowledge about now converting the farming into agribusiness. So we'll talk about youth in agribusiness, whereby the percentage of youths in agribusiness, it's not that quite much. You can get maybe out of 20%, you can give them 3 to 5%. Because when you go to such like trainings of farmers, out of 10 farmers, you can get only 1 youth who is present. So we also ask ourselves, where are our age mates who must be there to follow the footsteps of our parents? The age bracket for agribusiness, it's not quite impressive because it's full of people from 55 to 60, 70 years, 80. So you can imagine a farmer who is 80 years is still farming, and there is no young person from his or her lineage who is doing agribusiness. So it's like this woman will go with the knowledge that he has or she has, with wherever he will be or she will be. The knowledge will be stopping from there.
Okay.
So if we have somebody from the family who is young, he can continue the legacy of production of food.
Okay,
yes,
definitely. And we'll be unpacking those barriers that you talk about.
Sure.
How come that we don't have young people in those spaces, what we can do to encourage young people to come into those spaces, and the different avenues that are coming up each and every single day. Right now, the big talk, you know, in the world is artificial intelligence. How can you incorporate that into agribusiness and make money? And I've seen some young people develop innovative products here and there. I think there is so much that young people can offer in the agribusiness world. It's just, you know, realizing those opportunities, which we'll unpack in our conversation. So thank you very much for availing time to speak to us, and we'll do that in detail. But right now, I'd like us to go all the way to Juja at Zion Seedlings, and specifically, we are tackling one of the most beloved flavors, you know, the strawberry flavor. How do you farm strawberries? How do you do it in a proper way? and what are the do's and don'ts market, you know, everything strawberry is unpacked here at our farm feature. Josephat Musau is a farm worker at Zion Seedlings in Juja, Kiambu County. Today, he takes us through the essentials of strawberry farming, from establishment and management to the practices that contribute to a successful harvest. But first, his journey to the farm.
Naitwa Josephat Musau, tuko Juja, Kalimoni. Tuko Zion Seedlings. Nilijonda kwa mkulima nikiwa high school. Nilianza kulima nikiwa high school. Basically at a primary school. Tukifanya project za agriculture. Nikaingia high school nikafanya agriculture. Ile shamba yetu tunapelekwa huko. And then nika join KIST. Nikafanya agriculture 3 years. Sasa niko hapa. Dada alikuwa mkulima. And then nika grow na passion ya kulima. Ndio nikajipata nimefuata tu kulima. I tried other things lakini hazikuingiana. Agriculture ndio ilienda na mimi. Nilijaribu kwenda automotive, nilikuwa mechanic for 1 month, kafail. Nikarudi kwa agriculture. Hapo ndo nilijua the calling iko hapo. Nilikuwa tu na love kukaa na nature. Kila time nimepata hadi kwa nyumba hapo kando nimepanda sukuma kwa gunia. Ndio sana niko mdogo, sijui kile inaendelea but naona tu progress, nasikia vizuri. Nikagrow na hiyo passion ya kuwa mkulima mpaka wa leo sasa. Campus nayo different from nilikuwa ndani from high school and stuff. So high school ilikuwa more file ya shamba ile moja pale 1 2 3, so campus nayo so una dig deeper, theories, practicals, ilikuwa tiring. At some point I feel quit. My dad was there, so haujaanzia jana, so ananipush hivyo 3 years. Nimemaliza, nimegraduate, and I'm back. Nimetafuta until I landed here. Karudi kwenye nilikuwa attachment. Tukaongea na Mr. Caleb 123, akanikubali tena.
On this small piece of land, the farm enthusiast is growing a promising strawberry crop. He begins by introducing the varieties planted here and what makes each of them suitable for cultivation.
Hapa tuko section ya strawberries. Tuko na varieties mbili hapa. Tuko na the Akihime, tuko na San Andres. So Akihime inakuanga more producive. Ina produce fruits faster than San Andres. San Andres basically ni runners. Kutaka kutoa runners mingi, use the San Andres. Unaweza ziona top of zimetokea mingi kuliko the Akihime. The Akihime ina produce more fruits, bigger fruits, and ina grow faster than the San Andres. San Andres basically ni runners, we front runners for sale. Ama unataka tu shamba ikae, pia strawberry ni aesthetic.
Before establishing a strawberry farm, Josephat explains key requirements every farmer should put in place to ensure healthy crop growth and a successful harvest.
Hii bed yetu tuna raise because of condition ya huku. Huku kinyesha maji inajaa kote, so the beds have to be raised. Alafu huko chini weeds nazo ni mingi, but bado hatujaweka mulching yetu. Tulichomoa tuache kwanza breathe. Kwa tulikuwa tumefunika everything, unabakisha tu the part that iko na plant peke yake for a while, but sasa tumeitoa the fruits, but ilikuwa important juu hizi fruits zilikuwa dirty kumeka ile mulch, but sasa breathe zinakuwa more productive, more producive, zatoa fruits mingi.
The young agripreneur now takes us through the process of planting right from the seedling level.
Zinakuanga kwa bag, your transplanting bag. So kwa field una dig holes, not deep holes. Juni tudogo bado. So measurements like 30, kando. And then you remove from the bag into the hole, manure first, and then you cover the hole. Depends on the size of your farm. If it's small, 30, but 30 to 40. The measurements for strawberries is 30 centimeters apart, but it depends on the size of a farm, or if you want many seedlings at one place. But the recommended one is 30 centimeters apart. The runners zitacross each other. Alafu hizo ni mingi zinatokea pamoja kila side, zitafungana kwa shamba. And then hazita produce because they need sunlight, the flowers, to produce fruits. Sasa atakuwa na less harvest, more leaves. Runners are produced from the main plant.
After 30 days, according to the young farmer, the seedlings are then transplanted to the mainland.
You put them first. Then after they have developed roots, you put them in a bigger bag, plastic bags. And then after a month, they're ready for transplanting. When they're in the pots, you just lightly lift. You see if they've developed the roots. If it is firm inajishikilia, it's ready. Now you can remove it from the pot into a plastic bag.
Irrigation is important when it comes to farming. He now explains how he waters the strawberries.
On seedling level, we use the watering can. Overhead watering can. Lightly, because the roots are not yet firm. You water them lightly. Like twice a day. Twice morning, evening. Now this is the bed. Determines the farmer's land. We have a small piece of land. And because our place water, we raise the beds higher. Don't know how many feet like, but it's around a feet higher. So that this place can hold water when it rains. And you can use that water for irrigation. Clay has high water retention. So when it rains, clay holds water. But also in watering, you see like we did this in the morning, it still has water. So it reduces the frequency of watering plus the firmness of the roots. Clay does that better. When I water in the evening, when I come in the morning, they'll still have water because clay holds water. Now we do it in the morning or in the afternoon.
Scouting is a vital practice in strawberry production. The young farmer demonstrates how regular crop inspection helps identify pests, diseases, and other challenges early enough for timely intervention.
We do scouting twice a week, Monday, Thursday. So when you are coming to do scouting, we check for runners. If there are excess runners, you prune, you check weeds, you do weeding, and if there are anything else that's affecting the seedlings, you also do fertilizer application to boost their growth rate.
Like any other crop, strawberries face various production challenges. Josephat shares the common issues encountered in the farm and the measures taken to manage them effectively.
Strawberries, diseases are not much, but we have snails. Snails eat the strawberry fruits. And there are also aphids under the leaves. When you're doing scouting, you check for them. Snails, you can't catch a snail here. You have to time it. Snails, they just pass through, but you can check for aphids. When you find aphids, you can spray aphids under the leaves. Now you can easily control aphids than snails, because you won't find a snail during the day when it's hot. But when you come in the morning, you'll find a snail had passed there and did something there. Or there's another way of controlling the snails. You can do salt.
Josephat takes us through the harvesting process and the best practices that help preserve the fruit from the farm to the market.
You pick for the fruit, you separate the fruit from the plant. You just handpick strawberries. For the young farmers, agriculture is, I did agriculture out of passion. You can also do agriculture, small scale, large scale. You can get us at Juja, Kalimoni. We are located at 1 kilometer away from Juja stage.
I think you can make yourself a strawberry farmer with that, knowledge that you've gained from that particular piece. But I'd like us to just look at this issue, the topic of the day, which is youth in agribusiness. It's one thing, as Lynn talks about, there is agriculture general and there is agribusiness.
Yes.
Maybe let's start there, because oftentimes we conflate the two. You're doing agriculture, but you're not doing agribusiness.
Sure.
Yeah. Where does that transition happens, where you move from just doing agriculture to doing agribusiness?
Okay, the two, they work in conjunction, because when you are doing agriculture and you don't know that what I am producing, I can convert it into monetary, so that this money can help me as a farmer to buy other farm inputs. For example, you are farming like 100 acres of maize, you can sell those bags. If you are farming on 100 acres of maize, then you sell them, you get over like sell 200 million or 2 million, let's say so. You can do your calculations. Out of the sale, you can use that money to purchase other farm inputs, whereby you now need to do the crop rotation. When you do the crop rotation, you want to plant another crop, you will need the farm inputs. So if you are doing agriculture, you can convert it into agribusiness under the same field. So there is no like you wanna shift, you are leaving this farm, then you are doing agribusiness. No, you can just shift the same thing on the same land. Farm this, convert it into money, let's do it for you, another thing. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it has to make business sense.
Sure.
And oftentimes, as you say, you're training farmers in this world of agribusiness.
Yeah.
Of course, efficiency, cutting down on costs, market access and whatnot.
Yes.
And it's very important for farmers to keep on equipping themselves. But now you say in these spaces there are no young people. What exactly is going on?
Okay, there is this notion the young people have, that agriculture or agribusiness is a dirty job. I'll be dirty, my hands will be dirty. Then I also ask them one question. At the end of the day, where do you normally end your day to? When you are working, a banker, an accountant, a secretary, the CEO, at the end of the day, he must look for food, right? So I normally tell them, you have now to unpack your mind with the notion that agriculture, it makes you to be dirty. For sure, it cannot and it will never. It makes you be brighter each and every day, because you come across different people. They teach you one step to the next. So the notion of agriculture even doesn't have money. It makes you dirty. It makes you get tired. If you are doing something, Kip Kemboi, at the end of the day, you have something in your pocket. That job should not make you dirty. In fact, should make you look more executive than you were the time before you engage yourself in such like a business. So there is this notion that agriculture is a dirty job. Then there is no market. We can have limited market access, but it's not a notion that there is no market. Market is there, but it's limited. And also maybe market can be there, but they're the one who is producing, who are doing less production. It's not satisfying the market needs or the market desires, or they're not able to meet the market demands. So it's something that it's a balanced thing. Youth, they are not there. Market is there, but limited. But most of them, they say there is no market, I'll not do it, and then it takes time, such like issues. Yeah.
So, I mean, for agribusiness, and as I earlier put it when I was making the introduction, is that we think about the production level, yeah? At the best level, at the farm level. And on that front, the youth are disadvantaged in many ways, because unless you've inherited land from your parents, agricultural land is becoming more limited by the day. There is option of leasing, which you've seen also a lot of young people, and we'll talk about that later on. But at the production level, because this is the best level.
Yes.
And sometimes I feel also at the best level, unless you are value adding, you get the least value of that crop, because there are other players on that value chain that make more. I mean, we talk about brokers and whatnot,
Yeah.
and people who have that access to the market.
Sure.
But this production level, it's dominated by either majority of the people are a bit older, have the resources to be able to do it at the production level. How do we make sure that more young people are coming into this production level? Either by taking on the lineage your parents, your grandparents used to do agriculture, take interest at the production level, make it better. How do we make sure that at the production level young people are coming in strong in the agri-based value chain?
Okay, what I can say on that is that youth need to be much empowered on how do you do production, because you can get a youth who has that aspiring heart to do agribusiness, but then he asks you, where do I get the money? You see, so we have some of the agribusiness money lenders. They're outside there. Then you ask them, just go ask, how do I go about it? How do you help me as a bank to get where I want to be? They support agriculture like 100%. The another thing, you just empower them with skills, no theory there. You just need to give them practical skills, like how do you raise the seedling, how do you take care of the seed of the crop, what does the crop need, what does the soil need. So there are so much things that they need to be trained on before you give them now the platform to proceed and do production. Another thing is they say that we are not given the access to the market directly, because in between the youth and the market, there is a broker who has now to dictate with the price of the crop before you take it to the market. He will tell you, if you will not be selling this price, then your crop will not be able to enter the market. And because a farmer is always the one who is suppressed, I think he will never enjoy the profit of his production, of her production, because brokers, they dictate the market price. And this thing we have been fighting also all over, like it's all over. Farmer produces much, but the market price is not friendly to them. They end up selling in a very cheap price. Then he comes back, I have sold, but the profit, it's not there for me. The person who eats more is the broker. So if they can give direct access market to the youths, they will be able also to do production. In fact, with a willing heart, not forcefully.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, he's the one who's going to benefit. Yeah.
I mean, that's a very good proposition.
Yeah.
But we understand how kwa ground vitu ni
Vitu ni
different.
tofauti.
Because everyone is trying to put food on the table,
Yeah,
make a shilling or two.
sure.
So brokers are not just gonna step away.
Yes.
Many of them, I mean, they have put in the sweat, the work to be able to get certain markets.
Sure.
And they have to exercise a level of control.
Sure.
So I think we take a short break and think about how young people, at least from the production all the way to market, how they can streamline that. Okay?
Yeah.
What avenues, how can they play around with different models to enable them access the market and get value for all they are doing production. Remember, there is a conversation about youth in agriculture in Kenya specifically, and I'm having this discussion with Lynn, the crop doctor, and she says that it's high time we streamline market, that is farm to market linkage, and reduce a lot of barriers in between. But we take a short break, still more to come on this discussion. All All right, welcome back to the Farm Kenya show. Today we're discussing matters youth in agriculture. We understand that agriculture is the biggest employer in Kenya. We understand that, again, the people are most hurt by unemployment in this country are the youth. And since agriculture has so much potential, there is room to reconcile these two worlds. It's just that we haven't figured out fully how to involve the youth in the agriculture world, and even more agribusiness, where you are doing agriculture with the business acumen at play, which is very, very important. And today we're speaking to Lynn, the crop doctor. I mean, Lynn, that's a very interesting name, the crop doctor. You've been treating lots of crops out here, yeah?
Very.
Definitely. But Lynn, we were talking about youth at the production level. I don't want us to take too much time at the production because the value chain is long.
Sure.
So we're talking about brokers, controlling the market. How about what if these brokers are youth themselves? They are also in the value chain, and they are youth in agribusiness.
Sure. Okay, what I can say, okay, I can say maybe the market, nowadays we deal with the county governments. Let the county government come up with a strategy of how they are going to control the market price that cuts across the all ages. Not like the youth to be given maybe the direct, but sometimes it can also be disadvantage and then also advantage. Because this youth who is a broker, he might or he might not be the one who, he might or he might not understand how production comes up. And most of them, they never understand. What they are after is just your crop, they broke it, they sell, you see. So if a youth who is a broker, he cannot understand what happens at the production level. If only he can understand, then he can proceed and be a broker. But if he cannot, let him or her just leave the produce to the farmer to have the direct market sale, so that the farmer can enjoy the profit.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, and that's what I was saying. The realities on the ground is a bit different for the youth.
Sure.
Because either you figure out how, as young people, you're gonna access the market directly, or negotiate better with this broker.
Sure.
Okay. And I don't know, from somebody who deals with a lot of farmers, you say, I mean, youth are not taking too much interest at the production level. How can the young people organize themselves when they're doing production? Okay.
Yes.
This issue of access to market, which is a huge barrier. How can they organize themselves to make it a bit easier to access market and also tap into those better margins in terms of profit?
Okay, the best thing where youths can now get the better market for their produce, I can urge them and also advise them to be registered with cooperatives, because we deal with so many farmers. Normally deal with the farmers of avocados, macadamia. We deal with those. No, when you go now to the cooperative, you'll now see those youths in. When you deal with cooperatives, it's easy to get the direct market. So if they can register themselves with the cooperatives, because cooperative sells cumulatively, not like an individual farmer. So if they just register with the cooperatives that deals with the crop that they do, then that one will earn them the best.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, as an individual, a young farmer, you register with the cooperative.
Yes.
The cooperative, acts as an amalgamator. Yeah.
Correct.
They pull the resources together, then they sell.
Yes.
That is one. Can also farmer groups help?
Yes, it can. We have the CBOs, we have the NGOs, but some, they normally support farmers in terms of farm inputs. It's impacting more lives. In fact, the CBOs has more young youths Yes. So when they go through such like organizations, they are able to tap into skills directly because there we don't train theories. We do practicals and we visit farmer from one farmer to the next. We do training. Then we give you like farm input. They give you farm input through C-Shape. Then after there, we do like now monitoring and scouting. We see how Kipkembo is doing with his or her farm of half an acre or a kitchen garden, because people are earning money out of their kitchen gardens. So we normally advise them to go into such like groups, because again there you get full package of the information that you need to know about now the production. And like now standing alone, though there are some who are standing alone that they are doing very nice. There is one youth who is doing very nice in a place called just in Kikuyu down there. He's doing very nice. He's doing cabbages, he's doing fruit trees, he's doing like everything in 2 acres, and the man is producing a lot. So he has a red market because he lives in Kikuyu, so he can take just his produce to the market. So peer accessible to the market also, it can help youths also to do their sell and get direct profit, not even including the brokers. Another thing, the seller can just come direct to your farm. He comes, he purchases, then you sell to him. There is nothing like broker inside there. So that one helps also youths to get good profit. So let them engage with the CBOs and the NGOs. They empower farmers. I was so surprised the other week I was in Kibera. I visited the initiative called Usafi Initiative. I was so surprised. I didn't imagine that I can neither get such like project in Kibera. These youth, what they are doing, they have been empowered by NGOs. They are doing capsicum farming. They are doing vegetables farming, and they are doing great job simply because they came up with an initiative. It's not about one youth. They have like, it's like a group, you see. So it's easy to be empowered properly when you are in an organization, unlike being an individual youth.
All right.
Yeah.
So working in teams, in groups is very advantageous for young people.
Very.
Now, from production, there are other opportunities that young people can take advantage of.
Yes.
If necessarily they are not able to participate in the production phase. Let's talk about in between, other than brokering, because we've touched on that and we've said, you know, as a youth, if you're becoming a broker, please also take care of the farmer, so that you're not eating alone. That is, it's like you're appealing to the better parts, you know, of their hearts. Like, hey, don't eat too much. Also share with the farmer. But they're in between, before the products reach the market. How can the young people plug into the value chain? What are the opportunities that lie therein?
Okay, one, they can also use the digital marketing platforms, like the AI, WhatsApp. You can put status like Kipkemboy, I'm harvesting capsicum the next like 2 days. So you'll get orders direct from the purchasers or the buyers. Then they can also use the TikTok, it's there, the Facebook, it's there. You sell what you have direct to the seller. So if they can put into consideration such like even the shows, the agricultural shows, you sell direct to the seller, the buyer. So if they can put into consideration such like the platforms where they can do direct sale, it can also give them the upper hand of getting their profit, full profit I can call it, because there is nothing like a broker in between this buyer and the seller. It will be direct market links.
There is the power of technology in between.
Yes.
So where young people can take advantage of. Thinking in regards to, other than linking the market, the producer to the market, there's also logistics. Talk to me about movement of products. Is it an area that young people can take advantage of, or the nature of the business, which sometimes can be a bit capital intensive if you're doing large scale? If you're doing small scale with your bikes from here to here, you can organize yourselves as young people. Is it something that you've seen as a space where young people can tap into?
Especially in terms of infrastructure, that thing is really causing a lot of loss to, let's say, young farmers and also general farmers, because accessing even the market, the problem is just the road or the ways of now making sure the logistics, as you have said, it's becoming too expensive, because transferring like one bag of Irish tomato from Laikipia to Nairobi, a load is getting like 25 or 30,000, you can see. So if they can tap into logistical ways of now how we can fasten like the process of getting produce from the farm direct to the market without having this harvest, post-harvest losses, because the more the crop stays on the road, the more it becomes perishable, or the more the weight is being reduced. So when you take to the weighing machine, the weighing scale, it has dropped. So they can think about maybe coming up with the fastest way of delivering the production from the market to from the farm to the market. I think that one can act best to them, because as the world is evolving, the new technologies are coming in. They can come up with something like a drone, an AI drone, and they direct it from the farm. Maybe they take the produce to the market, if it's possible. I can think in such like ways for me, Kamalinet. And we have also very strong innovators outside there. They are still thinking about how can we now fasten the journey of this produce from the farm to the market. I think somebody somewhere is in the room thinking about it.
Definitely.
Yes.
And as you say, when you develop infrastructure, it offers an opportunity for people to innovate, and also it has the ripple effect even in agriculture, since product is able to get very quickly to the market. Talking about the market is quite interesting because it's structured differently. It's quite diverse. I mean, you can talk about the local market, and as you've said, the evolution of agriculture. We have now KIPES, you know.
Yes.
These integration points, but there is the local market, then there is the international market.
Sure.
Yeah. How can the young people get themselves involved in the market end of the value chain? What are the opportunities therein?
Okay, the ways where they can get themselves into the market, one is identify the crop that the market needs. You see? So if you don't identify what the market needs, you may end up going against, or you may end up missing the mark or the demand of the market. So I will advise the young generation like us, first to do the market research. Do research on the market. What does the market need? If it's capsicum, then do your intensive research. How much are they buying at? Then how much am I going to sell to them at? So first they need to do the market research. Market research gives you the platform now to know what I need to produce. So you don't just farm assumptuously. You don't just come up with, I want to grow ho-ho, and you are in my village like Bungoma. No, many of my people, they don't know about capsicum. So you may end up just giving the birds or the cattle about the capsicums. So do market research, know what the market wants. If it needs onions, produce a lot of onions to meet the demands of the market. So it's not like you are producing today, next week you don't have, the next month or 2 months you don't have onions, you see? So you don't have to cut the production chain. You have to make it to be something continuous. So let them do market research, come up with the crop, do the planning, come up with the production, like the chart of production. What do you need? What does the crop need? What does the soil need? Then how am I going to combine them to come up with production? So I will say they have to do market research first.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, and research is very important. We've seen a lot of agri players run into problems, especially when you get excited about producing something, and you see that excitement,
Yes.
especially even for from our older, maybe our fathers, our mothers, when a lot of people go into agriculture after post-retirement.
Sure.
And like, I'm gonna be a farmer. What are you gonna grow? I'm gonna grow cabbages. And they go big on cabbages until now the cabbage is grown, and they're like,
I don't have a
"Those are
market."
happy." When you go,
Yes,
you try
yeah.
finding market.
Sure.
It becomes very, very difficult.
Yeah.
So that market research is very, very important. Then the
Yes.
young people can also get themselves involved into export market.
Yes.
How so?
Okay, for export markets, they have to follow the conditions from the other side where they're exporting now the produce. For export markets, they normally need, or they normally want, even there is not something that need, they want organic farm produce. You get? So if you are going to do organic farming so that the export market can now give you accessibility, you have to put into consideration what they want to feel like to test in your farm produce. Do organically. You see? So we are also dealing with organic farmers because they normally produce capsicum, cabbages, onions in an organic way. So if they can now have somebody who can take them through the certification of, there is the difference between certifying a field or a farm to be an organic farm producer, and there is also a difference between certifying you as Kemboi to be an organic farmer.
Okay.
Get the difference?
Okay.
So your field must be certified, and you as Cape Kemboi must be certified. I want to give you the difference. You as Cape Kemboi, an organic farmer, maybe you don't have enough land to produce organically, but a farmer Lynette is doing organic farming. You can source my produce and combine with yours, then you meet the demand of the market. So they have to be taken through some series of what is needed for them to produce in an organic way. There is something called GAP. GAP is called Good Agricultural Practices. If this crop has not gone through these stages, even if you have like tons and you are certifying the market, there is nothing that you are doing, because at the end of the day, when they take your produce, they do some screening, and they get like it has some residues of synthetic chemicals. Definitely your crop is not going to go beyond the point of now the screening. Will be rejected.
Okay.
So now the show comes to the farmer, you see. So they have to do intensive screening of organic farming if they want to access now the export markets. Yes. Out of it is when they can get a profit. Then if you cannot do organic, tuzie sisi locals tutakula. Wenye wanakula hizo. Yes. So they have to be trained or screened.
Exactly.
To be taken through the process of certifying now the produce to be organic. Yeah. So we have farmers who are doing avocado, who are doing capsicum, who are doing onions.
Oh.
Yeah.
And for the export market?
Yes, for export.
Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely. So young people can position themselves to look at the global demand,
Sure.
which right now is very organic centered,
Yes.
and figure out how you can produce for that particular market.
Absolutely.
Which is very, very important. So
Yeah.
many opportunities for young people to plug into agribusiness.
Yes.
And I'm glad that you've taken time, Lynn, the crop doctor.
Yes, I
You've
am.
taken time to speak to the Farm Kenya show. So thank you very much for your input.
Thank you.
Asante sana.
Asante.
There you go. As a young person watching this, or maybe you're young at heart and you have young people around you, I think there's a conversation that is very, very critical, where there is opportunity at all levels of the value chain, from production all the way to the market, for young people to plug into and make money out of agriculture. But you have to put your ducks in a row properly, plan, do your research, and if at all you're to succeed, because it doesn't happen by happenstance or by luck. It takes a lot of planning and intentionality. But agribusiness is one of the sectors that can be tapped into to create employment in this country, youth employment, and to create value, to create wealth it holds all those potential, but it has to be done right. And you as a young person, you have that opportunity. So take a chance, take a step of faith and see what's going to happen. Thank you very much for being part of this conversation right here on the Farm Kenya Show. My name is Noah Kipkimboy. It's a bye-bye for now.
Kuwa mkono ambao unalima ardhi, mlango wa mkulima, kuwa mshindi, kuwa na uhakika sasa, kulea mustakabali wa baadaye. Tufanye kazi pamoja na tukue pamoja, kuimarisha Kenya ni jukumu.